The Galactic Council chamber fell silent when the human ambassador stood up from his seat. Ambassador looked around at the 12 species that ruled the galaxy. His face showed no anger. His voice held no hate. But his words would change everything. Earth withdraws from the Galactic Council, he said simply. We are done. The High Speaker laughed. His blue skin rippled with amusement. They had controlled the council for 3,000 years. They had never heard such words before. You cannot leave, the High Speaker said. No species has ever left the council. Where will you go? What will you do? Humanity is young. You have been among the stars for only 200 years. You need us. Smiled. It was not a happy smile. It was the smile of a man who had made a decision and would not change his mind. We needed you once, said. When the Empire attacked our colony on New Hope, we asked for help. The Council said no. When the plague killed millions on Terra Nova, we asked for medicine. The Council said the cost was too high. When pirates destroyed our cargo ships, we asked for protection. The Council said we must pay more taxes first. The chamber grew uncomfortable. The other species shifted in their seats. They remembered these moments. They remembered saying no. Humanity has given everything to this council, continued. We have paid our taxes. We have followed your laws. We have sent our young people to die in your wars. And what have we received? Nothing but contempt. Nothing but closed doors. Nothing but the message that humans are lesser beings. The High Speaker stood up. His voice boomed across the chamber. You are lesser beings, look at yourselves. You live for barely 100 years. Your technology is primitive. Your ships are slow. Your weapons are weak. The Council has allowed you to exist. That should be enough. Nodded slowly. He had expected these words. He had prepared for them. Perhaps you are right, he said softly. Perhaps we are lesser beings, but we will not remain so forever. Goodbye, High Speaker. Goodbye, Council. When we meet again, things will be different. He walked out of the chamber. Behind him, the council members laughed. They joked about foolish humans. They said humanity would come crawling back within a year. They predicted the human species would be extinct within a decade. None of them understood what they had done. None of them saw the fire they had lit. Earth closed its borders that same day. Human ships returned from every corner of the galaxy. Embassies were emptied. Trade agreements were canceled. Communication channels went dark. The council watched with amusement at first, then confusion, then mild concern. But the concern faded quickly. The galaxy was large. The council had ruled for. What could one small species do in the darkness of space? 50 years passed. The council forgot about humanity. New problems arose. Old enemies returned. Wars were fought and won. Treaties were signed and broken. They maintained their power. The galaxy continued as it always had. Sometimes council scouts would fly near human space. They would detect strange energy readings. They would see massive construction projects on distant moons. They would pick up encrypted signals that no computer could decode. But they thought nothing of it. Humans were primitive. Whatever they were building could not matter. They were wrong. The message arrived on a Tuesday. It was broadcast on every frequency, in every language, to every world in the galaxy. It showed a single human woman standing on the bridge of a warship. Her uniform was black with silver stars. Her eyes were hard as iron. This is Admiral Sarah of the Earth Defense Fleet, she said. I speak for the United Human Nations. 50 years ago, my grandfather walked out of the Galactic Council. He told you that things would be different when we met again. Today, we prove his words true. The human fleet will arrive at the Council in 6 hours. We are not coming to ask. We are not coming to beg. We are coming to show you what humanity has become. The message ended. Panic spread across the galaxy. The High Speaker called an emergency meeting. He demanded information. His spies had failed him. His scouts had seen nothing. How could humans have built a fleet capable of threatening the Council? The answer came 6 hours later. 1,000 warships dropped out of hyperspace above the Council. They were not like any ships the galaxy had seen before. They were massive. They were beautiful. They were terrifying. Each ship was a mountain of metal and light, bristling with weapons that made Council technology look like toys. But the ships were not the most shocking thing. Around each warship flew smaller vessels, thousands of them. Fighters and bombers and support craft swarmed like angry bees. The sky above the Council turned dark with human steel. And still more ships arrived. Carriers and destroyers, battle cruisers and dreadnoughts, medical ships and supply vessels, troop transports carrying millions of soldiers. The human fleet was not just large, it was overwhelming, it was impossible. It was everything the Council had said humanity could never be. Admiral Sarah opened a channel to the surface. Her face appeared on every screen in the Council chamber. 50 years ago you called us lesser beings, she said. You laughed at us, you mocked us. You told us we would die alone in the darkness, so we went into that darkness. We built, we invented, we struggled, we suffered, and we emerged stronger than you could ever imagine. The High Speaker found his voice. It trembled with fear he could not hide. What do you want? He asked. Resources, territory, we can negotiate, we can. We want nothing you can give us, Admiral interrupted. We did not come here to conquer. We did not come here to destroy. We came here to deliver a message. She paused. The entire galaxy held its breath. The message is this. Humanity remembers. We remember every insult. We remember every closed door. We remember every time you told us we were not good enough. We remember the children who died because you refused us medicine. We remember the soldiers who fell because you refused us aid. We remember everything. Her voice grew softer but somehow more dangerous. We could destroy you today, every ship you have, every world you control, every species that laughed at us. We could burn it all to ash and no one could stop us. The technology we developed in our isolation is beyond anything you possess. Our weapons would cut through your defenses like fire through paper. Our shields would ignore your attacks like rain on stone. The Council members could not speak. They could barely breathe. The truth of her words hung in the air like poison. But we will not destroy you, Admiral continued, because that is not who we are. We are not conquerors. We are not tyrants. We are humans. And humans remember one more thing. We remember that revenge is hollow. We remember that hate only breeds more hate. We remember that the greatest victory is not destruction but growth. She stood, pride shone in her eyes. So here is what will happen. The Galactic Council will reform. Every species will have equal voice. No more shall the strong crush the weak. No more shall the old dismiss the young. No more shall any being be called lesser. Humanity will join this new council, not as rulers but as partners. We will share our technology. We will share our knowledge. We will help build a galaxy where what happened to us never happens to anyone again. The High Speaker stared at her in disbelief. You could take everything. Why would you give it away? Admiral smiled. It was the same smile her grandfather had worn 50 years ago, but this time it held warmth. Because that is what my grandfather taught me, she said. He told me that true strength is not measured by what you can destroy. It is measured by what you can build, by what you can protect, by what you can give. Humanity spent 50 years preparing for this moment. We prepared weapons, yes, but we also prepared hope. We prepared a better future, not just for ourselves, but for everyone. She looked directly at the High Speaker. Her eyes held no hatred, only determination. You made us stronger by pushing us away. Now let us make the galaxy stronger by bringing everyone together. This is not a threat. It is an invitation, but know this. The invitation will only be offered once. Refuse and we will leave. We will close our borders again. We will continue to grow. And next time we return, it will be your who face hour. Ask yourself, High Speaker, do you want to take that chance? The silence stretched for a long moment. Then the High Speaker did something no one expected. He lowered his head. He bent his knee, and he accepted. The galaxy changed that day, not through fire and blood but through strength and mercy. The new council was formed within a year. Human technology spread across the stars, disease was cured, hunger was ended, peace was built. And through it all, the humans remembered. They remembered the darkness they had walked through. They remembered the strength they had found within themselves. They remembered that they had chosen hope over hatred, building over burning, unity over isolation. Ambassador lived long enough to see his granddaughter's victory. He stood beside her on the day the new council opened. His eyes were wet with tears. "I am proud of you," he whispered. "You finished what I started." Admiral Sarah held his hand. She looked out at the gathered species. Friends now, not enemies. Partners, not masters. "No, grandfather," she said softly. "We finished it together. Every human who struggled, every human who dreamed, every human who refused to give up. This is their victory too." The old man nodded. He watched the new dawn rising over the galaxy, a dawn that humanity had built with their own hands, a dawn that would never fade. Because humans remember. They remember the bad times, but more importantly, they remember why they fight, not for revenge, not for power, but for the dream that tomorrow can always be better than today. And that dream is worth 1,000 warships.